News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
News Talk KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
New trial ordered for a convicted child rapist. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Friday. Congratulations, you made it. It's February 26, 2016. Skies clear, 26 degrees in Missoula right now. Our newscast sponsored by Nissan and Hyundai of Missoula. Under new management, offering rebates, discounts, and 0% financing and a huge selection of inventory. Our top story across western Montana. The Montana Supreme Court has reversed a Stevensville man's convictions for incest, rape, and sexual assault involving two 11-year-old girls and has ordered a new trial. The court ruled earlier this week that the judge was wrong not to allow a defense expert to testify, that she believed a counselor asked leading questions of the man's daughter. Justices also found the judge did not weigh the merits before allowing the rape shield law to be used as grounds to exclude evidence that the other girl had knowledge of sexual activities because her father had pleaded guilty to abusing her. The defense sought to argue that the second girl's allegations against him were fabricated. 23-year-old Glenn Sip Angst appeared in Missoula Justice Court Wednesday, charged with felony aggravated assault and felony assault on a minor. Chief Deputy Missoula County Attorney Jason Marks has details.
He is charged with assaulting the child, allegedly because he couldn't get the child to stop crying. And then when the child's mother intervened, he assaulted and strangled her.
Mark said when Judge Karen Orzek was discussing possible conditions of release, Sip Angst became upset.
In the course of sitting conditions of release, she forbid him to have contact with the child or the child's mother. He told her something to the effect that wasn't going to happen and that he was going to have contact with her. And that's when she told him if there was any contact, the bail would be $1 million.
The charging documents are included in our online story on newstalkkgvo.com. Mark said aggravated assault carries a maximum penalty of up to 20 years in prison and a $50,000 fine, while felony assault on a minor carries a possible 5-year sentence and again up to a $50,000 fine. Judge Orzek set bail at $100,000. The Montana Supreme Court says medical marijuana providers should be paid for their services, but it also restricted them to selling the drug to 3 patients each. The ruling yesterday struck down part of a 2011 law that would have banned commercial sales altogether, but it upheld another part of the law that said providers can sell the drug to no more than 3 people. The 2011 law represented one of the most significant rollbacks attempted by the 23 states in Washington, D.C. that allow marijuana to be used for medical purposes. The state high court also upheld provisions of the law that ban medical marijuana advertising and creates an automatic review for doctors who recommend the drug for more than 25 patients. During the city council meeting this week, Mayor John Engen and some city councilors spoke out against ads run by Liberty Utilities, claiming that the city of Missoula was getting into, quote, a mountain of debt, end quote, with its eminent domain lawsuit to acquire the company. City Councilor Harlan Wells said the meeting inspired him to call for a citywide referendum.
I was a little frustrated listening to them. I thought there was a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black, and it got me to thinking that there's a good portion of this population, this city, is not real thrilled with Mountain Water. So why aren't we putting it to a referendum? A simple, straight-up, down, yes-no vote on whether or not we want to move forward.
Wells said he's already done some work on the referendum and plans to bring it to council soon.
I have done some initial outreach to the other council members, but I will be putting in a referral, which is the first step to getting it through council to go on the ballot. There is a timeline, end of March. If we don't have something on the ballot, then it can't go into the June primary ballot.
A vote to put the Mountain Water acquisition cost to a popular referendum vote would be a surprising move by this council, which has shown overwhelming support for the effort so far. A 32-year-old Belgrade man is facing drug charges after a Montana Highway Patrol officer found 52 pounds of marijuana in his vehicle. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports Troy Arthur Warburton appeared in Gallatin County Justice Court yesterday on a charge of felony possession of dangerous drugs with intent to distribute. He did not enter a plea. His bail was set at $20,000. Prosecutors say a detective with the Missouri River Drug Task Force received a search warrant for Warburton's vehicle. He was later stopped by the patrol on Wednesday. During a search of the vehicle, a task force detective found 4 large garbage bags containing packages of marijuana. Defense attorney Ashley Whipple asked for $5,000 bail, stressing that Warburton is presumed innocent, completed a deferred sentence on his previous drug conviction, and has a family. Missoula County was awarded the opportunity to join the National Stepping Up Summit in Washington, D.C. in April. The big news came yesterday. County Commissioner Cola Rowley says it's an honor to be selected.
It's been like a year-long national initiative where counties could pass resolutions and sign on, basically committing to putting forth initiatives to reduce the number of people with mental illness in their jails. And so the culmination after this year of work with technical assistance and networking, there's a summit in Washington, D.C. that we put in an application for, and we were accepted to go.
Rowley says one big thing the team will be gaining from this experience is focusing, prioritizing, and implementing effective outcome-driven efforts to help reduce the number of people with mental illness in jails. She also outlined some goals the county hopes to work towards.
One of them is to increase diversion from the detention center and emergency room with law enforcement training and community partnerships to reduce those numbers of people in our jail with mental health issues. Also to increase the capacity of care of individuals who have mental illness at the detention center. We want to reduce recidivism rates for individuals with mental illness and also involve family members in treatment and establish a peer program for crisis response.
The Missoula County team's comprised of Commissioners Curtis and Rowley, Sheriff McDermott, Executive Director of Western Montana Mental Health Center Catherine Isaacson, and Deputy County Attorney Jessica Simons. With the end of Diversity Week on the Missoula Public Schools high school campuses, KGVO News reached out to MCPS Superintendent Mark Thane to inquire about transgender issues on the school's campuses. Thane said there are no set guidelines on dealing with a student who may desire to use a different bathroom or locker room due to a gender questioning issue.
If a student or staff member or anyone's uncomfortable or concerned about availability of bathroom, that student or staff member who's expressing this discomfort should seek an alternative, and we would be willing to have conversation with them and help facilitate discussions about restroom alternatives.
Thane said he was unaware of any student or parent voicing a problem or question about the issue as yet.
We're, as a public entity, going to avoid discrimination against anyone, but we recognize that there are some private matters that might arise in the life of a student or potentially a staff member, and we would want to work on an individual basis with them to work through whatever attendant issues there might be.
In a related story released by the Associated Press yesterday, transgender Olympic gold medalist Caitlin Bruce Jenner called on the governor of South Dakota to veto a bill that would require transgender school children to use bathrooms that correspond to their sex at birth. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine today with our high temperatures in the upper 50s. Increasing clouds tonight with showers in the forecast on Saturday. Winds will be breezy with wind gusts to 20 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.